history. Yeah, kind of not surprising, actually.
Take a look at what's happening right now.
Exactly.
Take a look at Florida. All right, I now hereby authorize you to shoot all feds. Based.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
God.
Anyway, gentlemen, let's get started tonight.
Yeah.
I actually do have a story before we start. Where it's, I've been working with this same person.
Ending in Y.
Yeah, it's the day ending in Y. So I've been working with this person to help remote stage some equipment.
Yep.
And, how best to put this? They're fucking incompetent. Now, I'm told that they are normally pretty good about it. But, for the past, like, near 2 to 3 weeks now, they have consistently fucked up in nearly every deployment in some way. And it's really getting on some of their coworkers' nerves because their coworkers have to come in and clean it up. And today, she just spent 2 days configuring a Mac, and then I find out that she not only configured it wrong, but also configured it for the wrong account. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Amazing.
That takes some talent.
It's just absolutely baffling. Like, I got to the Mac, I am setting it up for her. I'm like, all right, so what's the user password? And she's like, I don't know.
What fresh hell have I arrived?
You set it up. What do you mean you don't know?
No, she didn't set it up. So we have a bunch of pre-set up Macs, and not just Macs, but we have a bunch of pre-set up computers which have the same password. But but the practice is that once you set it up for another user, you're supposed to change the password away from the default, so there isn't some sort of universal access code to people's stuff, right?
Yeah, of course. Standard security procedure.
Right. And so part of that procedure is to update the asset folder. So when IT needs to go into a computer, they can get into a computer.
Why would IT ever need to do that?
You know what they didn't do, whoever set up that Mac? They didn't even create an asset for it. So it's not like they created an asset and then didn't update the file. They didn't even create a fucking asset for it.
Amazing.
So there's just a magically unregistered Mac on the network now?
Yes. Well, not anymore, but previously.
Yes.
So that was great. So, I'm like, can I get the password for it? And she's like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, okay, well, can you find out? She's like, all right, sure, I can't find out. I'm like, okay. Can you at least give me a serial number so maybe I can find out because you're fucking incompetent? And of course, I didn't tell her that part, but, And she's like, oh, I don't know the serial number either. I'm like, okay. So what do you know? Nothing. The answer was nothing. She knew nothing about this project. She didn't know how to set up the Mac. She didn't know who she was supposed to set up the Mac for. She didn't know the password to access the Mac. And then she was like, oh, why don't we just nuke the Mac and start from scratch? And I'm like, hold on, that sounds like a really bad idea. Because Macs are obnoxious to set up first place, but also there's already...
Even more obnoxious to wipe.
Yeah, but there's also already a profile on this Mac, which means there's a possibility that this is an update, not a new user setup. And she can't tell me because she doesn't fucking know, because she did no fucking research and didn't look anything up and didn't talk to anyone. So eventually she said she'll contact the team and ask them what's up. So I go over to the team. And I'm like, so has Blank contacted you yet? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, she has not talked to any of us today at all. And then one of them raises their hand and goes, yeah, she just sent me a message. She sent a single person a message. When she said she was going to contact the team, instead of contacting the team chat, she sent a single person one message asking them to do it for her. And we're all just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Spicy meatball.
And then, so all that gets done, and then I get contacted about 4 o'clock, so we're past the point in time where this thing's supposed to be shipped out. I got contacted at 4 o'clock, and someone else is like, hey, I'm taking over for Blank, because she did everything wrong, and I have to get this thing out. I'm like, okay, great. So do you have a password for me? He's like, yeah, the password's this. I'm like, so
Finally,
we
someone
knew what the
competent.
password was the whole fucking time. Just to be clear here, we knew what the password was. She was too fucking much of a lazy ass to go fucking figure it out.
Or to even
Fabulous.
ask someone, hey, would this be in documentation somewhere?
Yeah. So, yeah, that was my day. That was my day of dealing with her.
Yeah, as someone who goes out of their way to not interact with people, which means researching everything I need online before I decide to call someone, that pisses me off.
Well, the standard operating procedure for her entire department is that when it says you start a project at 2, that doesn't mean you start researching the project at 2. That means you've already researched and are ready to set up everything starting at 2.
Yeah. Like,
you shouldn't be starting to figure out how to do the thing you were told to do at that time. You're supposed to be starting at that time.
you should be good to go on this project by this time.
Yeah.
Which means, guess what? That means that if it's like, oh, you missed a couple of tickets, what happened? Oh, I had to do some research for the project at 2 that I didn't know about until like 12.
Well, see, that's the thing though, is that's why we have multiple IT departments, because she's UDC, which means user setup, user dedicated setup. Her only job is to set up computers for users. She doesn't answer tickets. She doesn't put together computers. She does nothing besides set up computers for users. That is her only job.
Give me her job. Give me her job. I can do that. You know how I can do that? Because it takes 2 hours, hour and a half of which you can't do anything because the computer's setting up.
Actually, Max, if you're interested, we do have an Atlanta branch. And we do need people to show up for that one.
Yeah, well, it's got to have a. We'll talk after class, so to speak, but they've got to have they got to be able to compare to the current work environment I got, which is like second to none.
I mean, it's pretty chill here, so I don't know. I don't know how it is down in Atlanta though, but Anyway, so that's my story for today of just dealing with incompetent ass people, and it's really amazing how they still have a job.
Amazing.
Yeah. And like I said, this is not like her first mistake. This is like her 21st mistake in the past 3 weeks. So.
You know what that sounds like to me? A job opening.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, she's not getting fired though.
Yeah. All right, Sneaky. Here's what we'll do.
Yeah.
You get her fired. Say you have a replacement. I'll move up there with you, and we'll rent an apartment and try not to murder each other after the first month.
Oh, listen, I'll move into that apartment solely so I can film it.
You and the winner of the death match will profit off the video.
I'll install the steel door on my room so I can hit the emergency.
No. See, you guys will be in what's called an open concept living space.
Yeah. Is that how that works?
And I will be off in like a little gremlin closet with a bunch of cameras watching all non-bedroom and bathroom areas.
Except for the fact that we're in an open living space and that is the bedroom.
Yeah.
So you didn't really think that one through, did you?
Don't do anything creepy.
Right, so openly masturbate, got it.
I mean, there's people who will pay for that.
I'm aware.
Unfortunately.
Oh.
Speaking of open masturbation, let's go to the DXD section.
Oh,
that was
points for that segue.
Yeah.
But,
Listen, I haven't heard anything that forced since my brother's attempt to get a girlfriend, but still, I'll give you points.
Doesn't he have like 3?
No. Not anymore.
DXD.
Also,
that's right.
You're missing 3D Shark karaoke right now.
I am aware.
It's unfortunate.
Yes.
Did the timer show back up?
No, I never even turned the timer on.
No, the timer has not reappeared.
Yeah, I didn't even turn the timer on because we just went live. I said, fuck it, we're going live. And we went live. I don't know how the alphabet goes.
Pretty sure I've told you about the Gundam AK before.
Wait,
Maybe
what?
you have, but like I said, I just don't think about or really commit any memory space to the Regi
Yeah. There's a suit in Gundam that just straight shit has an AK, and they decided to model that for one of its kits.
Does it have an Urshaka?
Okay, no, like Sneaky, I don't think you understand. When we say this is just an AK, it's an AK. Everything. It's just an AK. It's a beam AK.
But it does not have an Urshaka, but there is a mobile suit that does. It's in G Gundam.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we got here. I, human. I don't remember dying and being reborn as a child. Most people don't.
I'd be impressed if you remembered that.
Yeah. I remember growing up and swiftly noticing that I was actually in an anime world. A very dumb anime world.
And how would you notice that?
I don't remember reincarnating, but I do remember that I'm in an anime world. Okay.
Interesting.
Alright.
That makes logical sense.
Yeah. Guess what? I ain't got no cheat powers. This is totally unfair. I'm just smart, I guess? Well, clearly you're not, because you can't even capitalize I. So, just throwing that one out there. Fuck it.
Sure,
I'm
just
going
hit
to
'em where it
use
hurts,
technology
Sneaky.
and win. Oh, did I say I have a bone to pick with the devils? Now you know. Harem. Of course there's a harem. A slight multi-crossover human main character. So first off, if you're a fan of DxD and that you even have heard of it enough to know that it's a stupid-ass world, you probably know that Toki is a thing in DxD, which only humans have access to and actually allows them to be stronger than every supernatural creature in the world. I mean, it takes a long fucking time and you have to get really lucky and be like, you know, Chad McChaddington, but, you know,
I'm sure that's not too difficult in the world of DxD.
it's a thing. So yeah, Toki. But technology. The slight problem with technology when you're fighting the supernatural is typically the supernatural refers to things that are beyond natural, and trying to stab something that's beyond natural with a natural resource like, say, an iron sword, doesn't really work out great. Doesn't work out great. Now, a bullet is basically a sword flying really fast at something, and it turns out that when people move at sonic boom speeds, they actually can dodge bullets. So...
Depends on the bullet.
No, not really. When you can move at like Mach 5, you can dodge bullets. That's why leading is a thing. But leading really only works when, you know, the person doesn't have a reaction time to match their Mach 5 speed. Which most supernatural characters do. Because they're supernatural, because they don't have to pay attention to shit like, you know, physics.
Or their bone shattering.
Or, you know, they just turn into the literal embodiment of destruction, and therefore they don't have bones anymore, and they just annihilate reality around them.
Or they just turn into flower petals to dodge.
Yeah, so it's really weird how that works out. So yeah, shooting things missiles don't tend to really do too much against, you know, a demon fox that's, you know, not nine tails. It's, you know, your basic bitch.
Have you considered running for your
explosion. You just yeah, it's.
Now here's the real question, Sneaky.
Yeah.
Railgun versus supernatural opponent.
I mean, I feel like the railgun could actually deal damage because railguns start moving at anywhere from fuck you speeds to relativistic speeds. which
This depends on how much energy you have to put into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And also what your projectile can handle without melting.
Yeah, and well, I mean, some railgun designs rely on the projectile turning into a molten blob of fuck you.
Well, yeah, true. But like, it depends.
Yeah.
You lose some energy from that.
Yeah, you do.
Kinetic energy, that is.
And so it really depends. But I mean, if we're talking railguns, I would say it would probably kill stuff in general. Like,
I mean, yeah, probably. Depends on
if
what
we're
stuff
talking
is.
like a handheld railgun, like we're talking like some of the shit that's being produced now by the 3D printer companies and stuff like that. No, that's not gonna do anything.
Well, they aren't really railguns though. That's a coil gun.
Okay, well, coil guns are upgraded versions of railguns.
Downgraded, actually.
Um,
Less powerful, more, well, I wouldn't say usable necessarily, but less complicated.
no, wouldn't railguns be less complicated because it's just a singular coil?
Well, less materially complicated, right?
Okay, yeah.
We don't have any handheld railguns because you physically cannot carry that many fucking power banks.
Yeah,
right?
that's the exchange that coil guns make, is that they're actually fucking usable.
Exactly.
And you don't need a nuclear power pack to fire one.
Yep.
But hey, we've made progress on. Someone managed to make a fusion reaction. They can't recreate it, but all scientists have agreed that it was in fact a fusion reaction.
Well, no, we're successfully making a bunch of fusion reactions, and we're able to recreate them. The problem is that they're costing more energy than they're creating, and so there's no real point in running them for an extended period of time because it's just an energy sink. We don't really have it down yet. We're working on that. Anyway, DXD, the last Amagiri. Okay, I kind of actually want to see what they're fucking going with iHuman. It's gonna be cringe, but hey.
Obviously.
I pause when my phone rings, a scowl crossing my face when I hear the ugly ringtone. One day I will find who keeps changing it, and they won't like what I'll do to them.
Alright.
I'm kind of confused as to how you managed to not lock your ringtone, but whatever. I pick up the phone, recognize the number, and answer the call with a sigh. What did you break this time? I ask in a lazy drawl, locking my phone between my shoulder and ear as I go back to work with my hands. I mean, I give him A for effort. But it's the little bits that if he's gonna be doing this, I'm gonna nitpick here. You can just say as I go back to work. You don't need to say with my hands. It's kind of implied if you're taking the phone out of your hands and putting it somewhere else.
Implying they have hands.
Yeah, it's kind of implying that you have hands and you're going to work with them, and that's why you're putting the phone down. The man on the other end of the phone chokes on whatever he is drinking, and because people totally just call people all the time mid-drink. I'm just like, hey, let me call Max. Hold on, Max, I'm still drinking. Let me finish my drink first. As I called you already. No.
Why I couldn't just wait until I finished my drink is beyond me now. But...
Yeah. It's like, fucking anime-isms, I hate them. Making my lips quirk up in slight smile. I'm not that bad.
Just a slight smile.
Yes. Slight smiles. Hey, I'm not that bad at handling things. Debatable. Press X to doubt, I hum out, making him groan loudly. Fine, I'll change my question then. Who is the unlucky lady you got pregnant? He chokes on his drink once more. I fucking hate this author.
Yeah.
And a vicious grin spreads across my face as he falls into a coughing fit. Dude, I somehow managed to hold back an evil cackle. My self-control is immense. You're not funny, author. Why do you think I only call you to help me out with those things? A deadpan look spreads across my face at that. Not that he can even see it, of
A
course.
deadpan look that he can totally see, Arthur.
No, a reminder, he can't see it. You know, because we needed to be reminded that he can't see the deadpan look.
On the phone.
Yes. Compared to what Europe was going through during World War II, the war measures the USA implemented were very light.
What?
My dude, we didn't have sugar.
I
What are
mean,
you talking about? Are
neither
you
did we.
arguing with this other dude again?
No, he fucking
Yeah.
pinged me. The USA was less committed to the war in Europe than the European countries in the war in Europe.
Really?
Also, yeah, no. I would like to direct
Wow.
you to the 6.
Well, that's like saying like the police officer was less committed to saving the guy being stabbed than the guy being stabbed was. It's like, yes, because the guy is being stabbed.
Yeah.
You really can't be more committed to stopping that than the person in question. Oh, I mean, I guess unless the person's suicidal and you're kind of just like, oh, no, I'm being stabbed, I guess I'll die now.
Oh, thank God, an easy out.
Yeah, right? That's literally the only way. I fucking, God. Fucking
I'm
Euro
curious. Well, I mean, you could always bring up what I mentioned about how the U.S. had a civil war that resulted in the largest amount of losses, not even proportionally, numerically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that
if-
tends to happen when you have a civil war.
Yeah.
If our civil
Sherman.
war, if the American Civil War doesn't count as a total war for America, I don't know what the fuck does at this point.
Oh,
And
Sherman.
we don't talk about Sherman.
Sherman's
we
crazy.
definitely
Yeah.
talk about Sherman.
Sherman's crazy. We should send him out to the West Coast to make sure he can't interfere with the war. Oh, good idea. Sherman. Alright, guys, I've made it back to the East Coast. I've burned my way through all the rebels on the way. What do you mean you've made it back to the East Coast? I'm making it up. I'm coming back to Gettysburg. What?
Yeah, obviously your guys' tactical brilliance had me head completely outside their normal range to force them to devote resources they didn't have to fighting me.
Also, it was established that Sherman had some of the biggest troop discipline among all the generals in the Civil War. And the reasoning behind that is not because he actually had troop discipline. It's because he was so insistent on killing as many Southerners as possible that he didn't let his troops rape them because he wanted them to all burn to death in their homes.
Sherman. A national treasure.
Sherman is some kind of treasure.
We do a little trolling.
We named a tank after him, and then we gave the tank a flamethrower attachment.
There
Hang
were
on a
so
minute.
many Shermans.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not an accomplishment. The Sherman is the reason that the Lehman Russ exists.
I know. Shermans. The bridge building Sherman, the bridge destroying Sherman, the bulldozer Sherman, the building Sherman,
The regular Sherman.
the mine
The rocket
sweeping
artillery Sherman.
the rocket artillery Sherman. We kind of just slapped everything on the Sherman.
I mean, if it works.
It worked.
I'm sure that
I mean, the Canadians even made an anti-air Sherman. It's just 450 cals in the turret.
Yeah,
instead of a
well,
gun.
we also did that, but we just put that on a Jeep and we're like, yeah, this is an anti-air gun, guys. And everyone's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not America. And America's just like, yeah, but if we make 50 of them.
I mean, to be fair,
Fifty of them in
everyone,
straps.
well, everyone was using anti-air trucks not
Well-
just the Americans.
Everyone was using flak mostly.
Well, I mean, yeah, flak guns.
Yeah, we
Like,
didn't use
anti-air.
flak guns. We
The-
used
The
bullets.
literal meaning of flak, flugabwehrkanone, means anti-air cannon.
Yeah, I know, but like those bullets exploded, creating lots of shrapnel everywhere.
Well, yeah, well.
Well,
some of
the
them, not all
Americans
of them.
went with the alternative solution of just fill the air with more bullets.
Yeah, well, the Germans tried several different things with varying results.
It was-
I don't need your puny little flak guns if I just have enough bullets.
I mean, well, higher caliber guns, but yeah, whatever.
Medusa, but what if we just strapped 4 of them together? Alright.
Sounds like a plan.
1's good, 2 is better. What if we strapped 4 on a car? Now you're thinking.
Yeah. And then there's all the other bullshit. I think like was it the M2 medium had like 6 or 7 machine guns.
Yeah.
Mostly like 7.62. Well, not really 50 cals. Still kind of funny.
It was very funny, yes. God, America during World War II. That was a time period.
Indeed.
True. Really was one of the periods of time.
Germany, let's just keep sinking the American ships. They can't possibly keep up production. We are now producing 2 ships for every one that Germany sinks.
Liberty ships be wilding.
Hans, prepare the white flag.
By the way, the record for building a Liberty ship is like 4 days from start to finish.
Eyes fucking low.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it did sort of collapse in on itself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it floated for a while.
Hey,
They did build it.
They built it.
it got
took
To be
built.
4 days.
fair, it worked for as long as it needed to.
I think it actually sank slightly before it needed to.
no, that's
but,
exactly when it
well.
needed to. That's how it works.
Middle
That's
of the
how
ocean.
American
True.
engineering works. It works for exactly as long as it needs to.
And if it doesn't,
Yeah.
you use duct tape.
True.
And if that still doesn't work, time to break out the gum and the super glue.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to the unfunny author who can only make animeism jokes. Wow, he's 1,000 years old and he gets bullied by someone who's not even in his 20s yet. Oh wow! Oh, so the main character knows Azazel. And just orders magical items from him all the time. And also the main character just also happens to remember the super obscure throwaway character that's hidden inside a devil hospital that no one knows about. And
Naturally.
yeah, naturally.
You say that like it's not normal, Sneaky.
I mean, it really isn't. Not too many people do. And then he's like talking about how he's so fucking smart and he's using magical technology to keep up with everyone around him. And yeah, it's just really cringe ass shit.
He's not that smart then if you're having to use something to keep up with those around you.
Well, I mean, not only that, he's also buying the magical technology from other people because he can't create it himself.
I'm so smart proceeds to show off exactly how stupid he is.
I'm so smart, I'm gonna buy magical technology from other people because I don't know how to make it.
I mean, to be fair, that is how capitalism works.
Sure,
Oh,
but then
It
you
is.
can't...
I don't know a lot of capitalists going around talking about how smart they are and a thing. They talk about how
Yeah.
glad they were to make the smart purchase, but that's not
True.
an indication
Well,
of
I
how
mean, they'll
smart
say
they
they're
are.
smart, but it's like, oh yeah, I know how to use money. I know how to invest. Like that's what they'll say they're smart about. They won't be like, oh yeah, I invented the atom bomb because I invested in Albert Einstein's idea. It's like, no, no, that's not how that works.
That is a negative. So,
DXD, the last Amigiri, Kensai Amigiri, is the surviving heir to the Amigiri clan after losing his mother, and he now lives on an island where he fights for survival with his new friends. What? Left for dead by the old devils and Taro. What the fuck is Taro? And is found by two legends who will assist him in taking his fate back into his own hands. Why is there over 500,000 words for this?
Because they really wanted to tell their story.
For most normal children, they would be sleeping soundly in their warm beds at home and then waking up to catch the scent of breakfast being cooked by their mom. Then, after saying goodbye to their parents, you would leave. Did you mean they?
Get the fuck out of here.
After the children say goodbye to their parents, you would leave their home.
Oh no. You are inside their walls.
You are inside their walls.
If this was a first person, like, slasher fic, maybe you'd have an interest. Might be able to get someone in with that.
Wait, no, this gets worse. You would leave for school with their friends. Oh god.
Oh no.
You're not just inside their walls, you're inside their child.
Oh god. Wait, what's the fuck, there's one of the ARG horror series. I don't remember what it's called. But there's the one where they basically hijack bodies. The aliens. Kind of correct.
Or someone made an ARG out of body snatchers?
Yeah.
Wait, was that the one with the lights? I hear the lights outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where you build like a bunker in your basement with a radio.
Wait, was that the one where the sun goes out?
Fuck. Was it? God. Fuck. The one with what's going nature's something nature's. Oh god. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I know Wendy Good made a video on it.
Oh jeez, of course. Oh, that one with the the wood crickets or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini. That's it.
Yeah.
Gemini Home Entertainment.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Go look it up.
Let's see. Yeah, getting through their classes, they would go play at the park with their friends before going back home to join their parents. So we're just going to completely ignore the fact that you just left for school with their friends. We're just going to ignore that part. Very interesting, author.
Oh god.
That would be the perfect normal life for those living on Hagoon Island, an unknown island off the coast of Japan. Hidden from the outside world using magic techniques, the children who lived on... Wait, what the fuck? Bro, this sentence that makes no fucking sense. For those living on Hagoon Island, and then he proceeds to explain what Hagoon Island is. And that's the sentence. That's where he puts a period. That's not... That's two sentence fragments. The children who lived on this island never experienced the luxurious life they desired. Well, how would they know to desire such a life if they've never experienced or seen it? We're gonna go fucking right back to the Aristotle cave metaphor, my dude.
Oh god.
How do you know you want to see a tree if you've never seen a tree?
True.
I've heard rumors of sexy tree people. They're called dryads.
Around the island were children appearing to be between the ages of 7 and 13. Oh god. They're mimics.
Oh no. I think this is unintentionally a horror series.
Yeah, the author is unintentionally writing a horror series.
Yeah. God. Well, I mean, fair enough.
The children merely appear to be between the ages of 7 and 13.
You think they are children. You are wrong.
Oh, God. Man, that would be fucked up, though. I can totally see, like, a Bloodborne type game doing that, though, where, like, you can find children in across the map, and, like, you know, you can do that thing where you tell them to go to the safe location, except one of the children's actually a mimic, and if you tell them to go to the safe location, they eat all the children the next time you show up.
Yep.
I mean, Bloodborne already did that. Not with children, but...
No?
Like, it was... Yeah, one of them guys that you send to the church will just kill people.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's a serial killer case as well.
Very cool.
Was that the old man?
Because you have to, like, actually figure out who it was.
I can't remember. It's been so long.
It's the bandaged guy that you find in the tower.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The one who's locked away. It's like, oh, this seems like a very obvious prison.
And the one who's, when you go to meet him, eating an actual corpse.
Oh, the Dark Beast dude.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Right, alright. Makes sense.
Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I can see them doing that with children. Because Japan.
Yeah.
Who worked in the fields on the island who currently worked in the fields on the island forced to grow their food to survive. Yes.
No.
They were forced to survive.
True.
How
But it's
terrible
like
a fate that these children
this is
were
like the
forced to
fucking
live.
communist argument. Bro, you're forced to work to live, therefore capitalism is unethical. Like, bro.
Yeah, I don't. It's
Go
like,
live in
okay,
the
so
woods.
say all the adults are dead. The children are gonna be forced to go hunting. They're gonna be forced to go scavenging for food. They're gonna be forced to go raise some crops. Like, yeah, you need food to survive. And if you don't want to go get food and you want to survive, you're gonna have to get forced to go get food.
What?
I don't know where the fuck the author's going with this. It's like, if it's one thing if it's like, oh yeah, these children lived on the island and they all lived on a plantation and they were whipped to farm. It's like, okay, fair enough, fine. Then you can be like, yeah, they were forced to work on the farm. But if you're like, they were forced to grow food so they could live.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, welcome to literally the invention of farming, my dude. Welcome to the backbone of civilization.
Yep. Someone clearly dropped off at the shallow end of the gene pool.
Most children would appear tired, but at this point they were all used to this type of labor.
Well, yes, they ought to be.
Yeah, okay, wow. Most children who didn't have to fight to survive would be tired trying to fight to survive. But these children who had to fight to survive were capable of going longer than the children who never had to fight to survive.
Well, that was
Yeah.
redundant in every possible way.
Guys, did you know if you work out, you get stronger?
What?
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's really weird. If you do exercises, you get better at doing the exercises the longer you do them.
Don't sound right, Sneaky.
Yeah, it's a wild concept. I think it'll catch on.
Y'all,
What is this, some
did
kind of
you
Western
know
propaganda?
that if you do something a lot, you get incrementally better at the thing?
Impossible.
It's a lie.
You
We
know
made it
what?
up.
You know what they say. You are what you eat, and that mimics a child.
Oh no. I am a child at heart.
I think I've chosen the wrong voice actor.
gosh.
That was great.
At least you
We're
didn't
gonna
use
fucking-
Sundowner.
Oh god. Wrapped tightly around the wrist was a bracelet invented with magic. These bracelets were placed on them to make them slaves. Each of them knew this was the only choice they had, since they had no parents or families. They were abandoned or sold off. Oh, okay. So
This just came out of nowhere.
well, I mean, yes, it did, but also at the same time, it's like they had the only choice they had was to work on the farm or starve to death. So they worked on the farm, and this is a bad thing. Slavery.
Amazing. It gets dumber, by the way.
I'm sure it fucking does. I don't know how the author managed to write 650k words of this, but
Well,
Commitment
Yeah.
and sheer fucking will.
Sure, let's go with that. If you want to make a bet on who you think will win, you better hurry before the start of the match. The children could hear the sound of the announcer from where they stood. In the middle of the island, there was a town where they could find opportunities to earn money by doing jobs and buying things they would need. Built in this town was a circular stadium with holographic screens floating around it. Those
I
who
feel like
killed
you
the
don't.
Hang on, why were they framing this like the kids were the only ones on the island?
I feel like you don't need to explain the concept of you work, you make money, but this is fanfiction.net. So
Yeah, I mean, this person's probably a communist, so.
without doubt.
The stands were filled with middle-aged men. Most of them
Oh,
gave
God.
off a kind of presence that didn't belong to normal humans, but a good number of them were indeed humans with unusual auras. For the children forced to live on this island, there were only two methods for them to earn money to live. If one of them is to work in the town and grow the food, or you can fight in the tournament.
So
Okay.
you're a farmer or you're a fight.
Gladiator.
Yeah. Alright, so
That-
I'm just gonna say right here and now, this is incredibly fucking retarded.
That's not how economies work.
Yeah.
Implying this guy even thought about the economy.
Imply,
Of course he didn't.
second off, this is
Where,
actually
where are the
like,
skilled trades?
this is pretty good. No, it's not even that. It's like, this is pretty good for a bunch of orphans. Like, you have to keep in mind, these children are all abandoned or sold off, so they weren't kidnapped. The families abandoned them or sold them into slavery. They were not kidnapped. And the author's like, it's terrible. These children are forced to work on this island because they're forced to stay on the island. It's like, no, they're not forced to stay on the island. They have to stay on the island because no one's willing to waste time, money, or storage to transport the children off the island. It's like, so it's the... You can't say, oh, I'm forced to work to live because no one wants to give me money for free. It's like, that's not how that works. At
The
all.
society doesn't have social security.
It's like, okay, yeah, the wristbands are a little sketchy, but at the same time, so far, we've yet to hear what these bands even do. It's beyond keep them under control, quote unquote. Which, normally you don't need to pay your slaves, but apparently that's a thing that's allowed here, is you can just, like, work in the town doing odd jobs or farming, and you get paid. Normally you don't pay slaves, so not sure what these wristbands are supposed to do.
Hmm.
They are, in fact, bomb wristbands.
You get your daily comic box, children.
Okay, so they're bomb wristbands. Unless they're a really massive explosion, all the children loses the fucking hand. Which, I mean, yeah, they'll probably bleed out, but like...
There's a reason why they usually put that on the neck.
Yeah.
In like
well, no,
sci-fi
see, it's about minimum, right? You need a way smaller explosion to sever the hand.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like, if they try to escape or whatever...
Yeah, but like, you don't need that big of an explosion to like, blow open someone's throat or aorta.
Exactly.
Like, if you blow off someone's hand, they can live through that.
Pretty easily.
If you blow up someone's fucking neck, it doesn't really matter where. You can't fucking put a torquette on that because your brain is on the other end.
Well,
so your options are bleed out or die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why they put it around the neck.
Yep.
Also, it makes it harder to like disarm it and get it off of you because you can't actually see any of it. You kind of have to like fucking just feel it by touch, and that's, you know, obviously way harder. If anyone's ever tried to put a necklace on and your fucking fingers are like 5 times the size of the latch.
Can't say I can relate to that.
Yeah, well, like, my hand is probably the size of your face, so...
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
It was an underground tournament. Wait, why is this an underground tournament all of a sudden? It's literally a fucking centerpiece of the town. You can't be like, this is an underground tournament that no one knows about except for the worst of the worst. Except it's the giant fucking coliseum in the center of the town. Filled with the entire population.
Centerpiece. How are they not noticing?
In fairness, I think it means underground to the rest of the world. Which makes a lot more sense.
One person would go,
sure.
I wonder what happens.
Like, benefit of the doubt here.
Maybe, but at the same time, it's like... This island is clearly known by the rest of the world.
I mean, he did specifically say hidden island.
Okay, yeah, but then where are they getting all the children from? If parents know,
I mean, obviously somebody knows about them.
Well, yeah, but if parents just abandon their children on this island and sell them into slavery on this island, then clearly people know that you can sell children to this island.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't say it was a logically consistent
Fair
idea. It just like. That is the most logical way.
It was an underground tournament that is held in the human world, where individuals gather children with special powers and make them fight against each other and monsters. This is the perfect place for those obsessed with greed. Not really. It's like, children put up a really shit fight. Betting against a child is usually the good bet.
True.
I bet against the miniature human.
Inside a barely lit hallway, blah, blah, blah. A young boy who's only seemed to be the age of 10. Oh no, it's another mimic.
Oh no. Where are there so many mimics here? It's actually just Mimic Island.
Finally, he stepped outside. Wait, author, you can't be like, camera pans to show a child, and then finally the child steps outside. It's like, what do you mean finally? That's literally the first action you had him do. Finally, they did the opening pitch. He stepped outside for the entire stadium, and this is what he looks like. Look at this. It's the guy. His name is Sword Amagiri, and he has a sword. He is a super good child, and he has hyper powers, and he kills demons. And he doesn't have a sacred gear. He's just that good with a sword at the age of 10 that he can fight demons and monsters. And he kills a manticore with his sword. And I can't be fucked to read this combat scene because it's literally a 10-year-old child with no superpowers killing a fucking manticore with a sword.
You're really dumb, Manticore.
Yeah, I mean, this must be like an extra retarded manticore.
Or the Manticore was tired of being a hideous abomination and wished only for the sweet release of death.
Hey, Kenzie, I am here to give you your money and inform you of your schedule for the next few matches. Why are you telling me about my schedule? Normally, you just send a letter to my house, and then the guards kick the shit out of him for that comment.
What?
Oh. And Taro is like, guys, don't kick the shit out of him. And they're like, oh, okay.
I mean, to be fair, that's like apparently a real money bringer. You really shouldn't go around kicking a money bringer because it might stop bringing money.
But also, that's a perfectly valid question. Hi, I'm here to pay you and tell you what you're going to be doing. Okay, well, that's weird. Normally, you just send it in a letter to me, but what's up? How dare you question him? Starts punching him. It's like, no, that's a perfectly valid question.
Oh, that's a super valid question. In fact,
it's like if you deposited something in the bank every month for your paycheck, and then one day your bank like sends a representative to your house to pick up your paycheck, and it's like, the fuck, like what? What? What are you doing here? Normally, I just send you the money. Why are you picking it up personally? It's a little bit weird. And then the bank guards just start shooting you because it's America.
Hell yeah.
How would you stop a robbery 101?
Oh, guys, do you guys know the fucking LA bank robbery statistics in like the 90s?
That was funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
That was great. I loved that.
Yeah. Like 5 a day for a decade. Actually insane. I love America.
Blah 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 blah. Couldn't be fucked. They beat him up a lot more because he came over to taunt him about his mother. Blah. Yeah, I couldn't really be fucked about the rest of the story. Alright, this kid has been fighting in the Coliseum for 2 years now, and he has yet to use any of the Amagiri techniques with his sword. Everyone thinks he's not a real Amagiri, despite being a fucking 10-year-old killing mega monsters with a fucking unenchanted sword.
he's
I don't
clearly
know.
fake.
I don't think he's a legendary swordsman. He's only killing manticores with an iron sword as a 10-year-old. I don't think he's. I think this is fake.
Come on, Snaky. It's a Tuesday occurrence. Come on now.
It's a Friday.
I'm trying to be hospitable to my guests. Okay. We're gonna make him use the Amagiri techniques. Send 5 demons and a Cerberus at him.
How'll that work?
Why? Sir, won't that just kill the kid? Fuck you! I know what I'm doing!
No!
Kill the kid.
You clearly don't. You clearly don't know what you're doing.
Oh no. The OC is caught in a dangerous tournament on an undiscoverable island. Kenzie does not have a sacred gear, but he will learn from Sun Wukong how to harness his soul. Okay.
So, how'd that work? Does it work?
Yeah. In DXD it does.
I hate DXD. I hate DXD. I hate DXD. I hate the Antichrist. The Antichrist is DXD.
You know, it's kind of rough. This is a DXD story, and this dude has nearly... well, not even nearly. He has 645k words. And he only has 589 favorites in the DXD section with an over 500,000 word story. That's been ongoing for 5 years. Like, that ain't good stats. Harem King's Honeymoon. Issei's done it. He has a harem. What comes next? The honeymoons. All of them. Rated M for porn.
Remember, everyone, having more than one waifu will ruin your waifu.
Indeed. The Dragon Gamer. In the supernatural world, many things exist, but reincarnation into it with an ability called the Gamer is unheard of. As if to make things even more interesting, a dragon is thrown into the loop, and so it begins the adventures of the Dragon Gamer with his dragon partner, featuring Issei and an OC, who's definitely not a metagamer. He probably is a metagamer.
100% this is a metagamer.
I was inspired by the Korean manhwa, The Gamer. Oh, by the way, so I am reading a really garbage gamer story right now.
Why are you reading it then?
Because it was based out of Doom. Where the main character isekais into Attack on Titan with his gamer powers having selected him the Doom class of the Doom guy. And I was like, okay, fine. I want to see where this goes. The spag on it is absolutely fucking horrendous. The plot is effectively non-existent. And the author himself just full-on out admitted that it's a 100% journey fic. He has no destination. The entire fic is just one long journey. Which, don't get me wrong, has been actually good so far. Like, I've just enjoyed it as like a, time-wasty kind of fic. The plot is coherent, and, the character actually gets shit on because he's a very, what's the term?
Okay,
he's a very casual gamer, I guess you could call it. Where he's like,
So-
I'm gonna do this thing because it's cool. Not because it's powerful, but I find it funny and it's cool, so I'm gonna go do this for a while. And then, because he goes and does that and doesn't power game, he's not actually all that powerful. And so he'll go and fight something and get his ass absolutely blasted. Because he spent, the last 30 hours picking flowers instead of actually leveling. And so it's...
what if picking flowers helps you level?
It doesn't. Not in this one. So, it's got a little bit of that going on, and it's like, okay, fair enough, alright. But unfortunately, a lot of the plot as it goes in the story is very much, the character is now actually putting work into this, and so it just happens. Because the character's now putting work into X thing now works. There's a lot of that. And unfortunately, it is a Dark Wolf Shiro inspired story.
Oh, no.
Which,
Worse.
Which unfortunately means they added the whole gotcha system thing, so he just randomly includes just all sorts of fucking random content, which the worst part is that it doesn't actually add anything to the story. And I don't mean like in it just he gives his character a bunch of OP items. Like, he does give his character a bunch of OP items, but then it's just like none of the items ever get used. None of them are ever fucking relevant. Like, they're like only like maybe I would say 1 out of every 200 items the character gets from this gotcha system, he actually ends up using in the story. and the rest are just basically gag stuff. And it's like,
naturally.
So why the fuck even bother? Like, he wastes so much time in the story doing the gotcha stuff.
Because it's funny.
I guess. It's like I don't think he even knows why he's doing it. And you can definitely tell as the story has progressed, you can absolutely tell that he realized that big numbers are fucking annoying and he doesn't want to deal with them anymore. He realized that getting loot, like in the first chapter, he had like, oh yeah, I'm getting so much loot from killing all these people and stuff. And then like by chapter 5, he never even mentions loot again because he's like, oh, this is just dumb. It doesn't add anything to the story. It doesn't help me out. It's a whole extra like thing I need to take track of. Like he has the dungeon IDs, the independent dungeons that get generated where you just fight a bunch of monsters and no plot happens. He has that going for a while, and then it quickly becomes not relevant in the slightest because he's like, oh wow, it's actually really fucking boring to both read and write this. It's like, yeah, it's almost like 90% of Dark Wolf Shiro's stuff is just unrepentantly boring, and the fact that he's able to write very funny character interactions kind of covers all of that up.
Yeah.
And
even
he's a man who's doing what we call coasting.
Yeah. And it's like Shiro himself has realized this multiple times, and that's why he keeps reinventing his gamer system, because he's like, oh, actually, I hate this part. Oh, actually, this is dumb. And except all of his fans are just like, I like the gotcha system. Oh, wait, gotcha's annoying. And like,
here's the thing. They don't realize how much it sucks until,
yeah,
they try to write it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, Shiro's fan base is one of the larger concentrations of mouth breathers I've ever seen.
Yeah, they really are.
That's impressive. You're from Norway.
Oof.
I mean, yeah, living next to Sweden. Oof. At least I don't look at them too often. They're too far away.
Imagine living next to the Danish, though.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's what it's like to be German every day, apparently.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Or Canadian, actually. They do have a border now.
Oh, yeah.
Like 1 kilometer on the fucking island between Greenland and Canada.
Mm.
Imagine living in Canada.
Yeah, it's truly tragic, honestly. Hope they find a cure one day.
Darkness. That's what Aruva, a recently dead man, saw. Oh, yes, Aruva.
Orva?
Can I just say, I absolutely fucking despise Gen X. As someone who had to create user accounts for people, I despise Gen X, because I'll get, like, a name like Ashley, right? Except it's spelled like Aysihlee. And it's like, I'm gonna fucking shoot someone.
Yep, wanted their kid to have a unique name. Didn't think about how it affect them past their teens. Or during their teens.
I didn't get bullied at all in school because of my strange name.
No, you got bullied because you were fat and friendless.
I was saying because of... Fuck you. I was saying because of... Fuck.
Walked right into it.
I kind of did. I mean, my name also wasn't that strange. For these people, probably were like, "Oh yeah, my kid's name is going to be so unique and amazing." And then like,
as someone who has to manage user accounts, can I just say the Polish need to perish?
Yes.
Well, yeah. About.
Yeah. Can I get a?
Sneaky, why do you think the Germans tried so hard?
When you try to wipe out the Polish versus trying to wipe out the Polish.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, holy shit, I'm just like, yeah, can I get a password reset for and
guys, he's speaking Elvish again.
And the admin's just like, I'm sorry, fucking what? I think I just had a stroke reading that. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. You want to try that one again?
I don't think he wants to.
Oh god. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I'm just like, I hate the Polish. I hate the Polish.
Yeah.
It's that fucking Monty Python skit where the German has to take down the Polish guy's name because he's like applying for
Yep.
work or whatever.
Exactly. Grzegorz Brzeskiewicz.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we
What
keep
was that?
speaking Elvish?
Looks down at the
Grzegorz
keyboard,
Brzeskiewicz.
presses B, looks back up. Wait, what?
Brzeskiewicz. Yeah, I don't think I'm not pronouncing it correctly, even.
It's
longer.
impossible. Yeah, it's just you just have
Yeah.
to stab yourself in the throat and then give yourself an aneurysm. That's how you speak Polish.
Yeah. Kind of similar to how to speak Danish, actually.
I don't know what you said, Sneaky, but I'm fairly certain you insulted someone's ancestors. Probably. I hope they are
Yeah.
insulted.
They best be
Um,
insulted.
He is the
Well,
real
that's the
example of dying with no regrets because he was young and he died with no regrets. He accepted every action, good or bad.
What's a bad move?
Okay. How is that the example of dying with no regrets? Accepting his death as a part of life and putting everything on the line for the others. That's not dying with no regrets. That's just being like, I want to save people more than I want to, like, live. I'm okay with dying in the process of that. That's not a man of dying with no regrets. That's
That's just my man fucking dying.
yeah. He is looking around in confusion when a bright light blinded him. He closed his eyes to stop the burning sensation the light is creating. Okay, well, if you're dead, you probably don't have a body anymore, which means your eyes don't exist anymore, so they can't really get burned by a bright light.
Well, it's like the concept of the body.
Okay, well, the burning sensation in your eyes is the fact that the cornea is fully exposed.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Hey, listen, don't fuck around with your eyes.
Then yes, this is actually good advice. Please don't do this.
I do, however, wish this author to stare inside into a laser for like at least 5 minutes. It will improve his vision. Both eyes at the same time, if possible.
Laser should be high-powered.
Yeah. He saw a blue box in front of him floating there. Congratulations, Aruva. You have been chosen to be a generational gamer. Do you know everything about being a gamer, or would you like to start immediately?
Yes, says the N-word.
Of course I know how to be a
You
gamer.
have spoken the forbidden words.
Hard
Powers
R.
removed.
I'm gonna say the N-word.
Proceeds to run through every slur. Ah, yes, you are a true gamer.
Unfortunately,
list
as
of
this
ethnic
service was
slurs.
given to you by Amazon.com, you
Right.
have been banned.
Yeah, you've been banned from the afterlife. Wait a second, how does that pop?
Hang on a minute.
Door to the Shadow Realm opens.
Oh wow! I'm gonna send Arn this because he's gonna laugh about this.
Oh God, no.
But I can absolutely not say this on air.
Fair enough, fair enough. Give it to me.
Why would you trust Arn?
With funny jokes, bro. Base. True.
I don't even want to know. I don't think I do.
Yes. Tell me about being a gamer. I don't know what being a gamer is. Being a gamer is committing. Wait.
Ethnic.
Being a gamer involves committing to the Geneva checklist.
Yeah, indeed.
Look, all I'm saying is aliens have never agreed to the Geneva Convention, nor have they signed it.
Indeed.
Exactly.
You cannot stop me.
It's their problem.
They probably haven't even heard of it.
Just remember, it's not a war crime the first time.
Exactly.
It's also not a war crime if you win.
It's very
It's
true.
also not a war
No,
crime.
hang
They
on a
never
second. You
catch
guys are forgetting the most important part. It's not a war crime until 30 years after the fact. So you can get away with it for a
It's
very
also
long
not
time.
a war crime if there's no evidence or survivors.
Exactly.
So
See you
what
in the
we're
head,
really
boys.
saying is be thorough in your violations of the Geneva Convention. By which
Exactly.
we actually mean don't fuck with the Geneva Convention.
If you ever
guys.
have to bomb a
Please.
refugee camp
Look.
with white phosphorus, make sure you get them all.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That-
guys, you
that
wanna
is
know
in fact
the
what,
easiest way to break the Geneva Conventions? Just use the Red Cross. Like
That's
the
true.
icon.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That's in the convention.
Use the Red Cross and do not be a member of the Red Cross.
Exactly.
The gamer is a special ability given to someone who commits noble acts and is pure-hearted.
Here, that's
This
sneaky.
gamer system doesn't
is-
know what the quick save function
That
is.
is false.
That is patently false.
Blatant.
Me prepared to commit
Someone
noble
needs
acts.
to teach this thing what
and
the
being
quick
pure
save
of heart.
function is. And listen, I will say occasionally I do end up playing as the quote-unquote good guy, but only because the bad guy is so comedically, cartoonishly evil that I can't stand it.
Look, you play the good guy because you want a decent ending, because most of the time evil endings are not very good. But sometimes you go, I wonder what happens if I shoot all of these civilians in the face. So you quick save,
I
and they
never
get very
ti-
confused.
I never get tired of the fact that I just go by Hammurabi code in every single video game, and I almost always end up getting the best ending. Because I'm just like, bad person, perish. Person who was kind of good but had like really fucking dumb ideas, alright, fine, I'll let them live. And it's just like, just by doing that sort of shit, it's just like, oh wow, I got the best ending again, accidentally.
Oops.
Huh. Look at that.
The developers want me to sympathize with these people that do bad things for good reasons.
No.
Well, no, it's like the Grace Holloway in BioShock 2, where it's
Yeah.
like she's not doing bad things in her view, and by all accounts, she's not really doing bad things because she's actually helping a lot of people.
Look,
But it's
she is
just,
the only person that gets to live. Everyone else fucking dies.
yeah, more or less.
Fuck you, Eleanor and Lamb, specifically you.
No. There will be no fucking of Eleanor Lamb.
Oh no, she's going to get, like, just eaten by sharks. I don't care. If the option exists for Delta to yeet her out a window, I will use it. Where's that mod?
The true ending. Delta just Spartan kicks Eleanor into the shark-infested waters.
I mean, Bioshock 2 is basically just like, hey, what's going on in here, guys? Oh, we played Halo. Okay, cool. You want to make a Bioshock game that's more like Halo than Bioshock? Yeah, sure.
Also, I did have a pretty funny moment where I did get the ending where Eleanor just brutally murders her mother. I'm just like, good job. This is the
I was
bad
gonna
ending?
say-
Why is this the bad ending?
It's not even the bad ending.
Well, it's
Like,
the,
as long as you save all the little sisters, you're
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
it's the
like, the
good
game
but
doesn't
bad
care.
ending. Well, no, it's actually funny because they actually added a flavor of gray in there where it's like Eleanor learns you should help people, but murder also is helping people. It's like,
I mean, to be fair, there
Yeah.
are lots of times in video games where the way to help people is to commit homicide.
I
Or there is no
did love
culture for
Morden.
communism.
I did love the way Morden Solis put it. Morden, I thought you were a doctor. Yes. Sometimes healing people is helping people. Sometimes killing people is helping people.
There is such a thing as preventative medicine.
Sometimes that
Dr.
preventative
Morden
medicine-
Solis is like one of the most correctly rated characters in video games.
He is so great. I love him.
And like,
Look,
listen.
I can't heal
I will be
people
one
through
of the
instant
first people
death
to
spells.
say, I will be like, if I'm honest,
Hmm.
that's probably the first time a video game made me a little teary-eyed.
I think you would massively enjoy Days Gone then. Because they did very good with that story. And Max can attest to that. I was fucking messaging him constantly about Days Gone. I'm just like, you motherfuckers, you better not do this.
Yeah, all of his complaints were purely in the PC ports optimization. He had very few complaints about the story.
My complaints about the story where I was like, I know where you're going with this, and you better not fucking do this to me.
Yeah, the complaint could be summed up as, don't you fucking dare.
He is a precious child. Do not kill him.
He has been killed. I feel like I couldn't play Days Gone, just because I know everything from you.
Well, did I tell you about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
okay,
right.
you know everything from that.
I did ask him. Yeah, I did ask him. He said he wasn't interested in it, so I told him about the plot. Yeah.
Yeah, at the time I wasn't interested, and then as Sneaky told me more and more about it, I started to get interested.
Yeah, honestly, still play it. It's like great though. It's like the environmental storytelling is, I have to say, 10 out of fucking 10. Like, if they failed at everything else, they still fucking aced the environmental storytelling. In my opinion.
That's some pretty high praise considering how difficult environmental storytelling can be sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, when your environmental storytelling bar is Dark Souls, it's a tough competition.
Also, they got the factions correct. Like, the factions that exist in the post-apocalypse, of a zombie apocalypse especially, they got all of them absolutely fucking correct, and they all had their own motivations that made sense internally. And it's like, okay. You know, like, it's like, and then a lot of the people are like, wow, I fucking hate working with this guy. But I have to. And he's right.
I hate you, but you are not a zombie, and you have so far not shown a desire to consume my face.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. System creating shit, blah blah blah. Active skills, passive skills. Life is a game. Everything, objects and items, HP, MP, status effects, skill books, loot. Observe, XP points, status stuff, blah blah blah, explains everything. Wow, yeah, generic shit. Interesting. He goes through all of the fucking ideas. Go DXD, that's porn. Yes, big dick, ooh, boobies. I wish I was joking. This is basically what the author says. Do you want to choose an ability, or do you want the system to choose for you for DXD? You can choose an ability. The gamer ability is fixed, and 3 other choices you can take at random, but if you choose a particular ability, it will be available to you at level 1. If you choose a random ability, the ability will be given to you at max level. But you'll need to still practice it to become proficient. Well, then it's not max level.
Well, no, I mean, they could be saying you'll need to practice the ability, like...
Right, but the point of turning everything into a game, it's like saying... you start a Skyrim character, and you have the option of choosing an ability, or 3 random abilities start at rank 100. It's like, well... I wouldn't have to practice my destruction if it's rank 100 then. Because it's rank 100, I already technically, by how the game breaks down, having 100 out of 100 skill in something, I already know everything about destruction. You know, it's like, if you're like, life is now a game, and how good you are at a skill is broken down into levels, and you are max level in something, that means you know everything about that skill, and you cannot possibly get more proficient in it. You can't then be like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to train to be proficient in it. It's like, well, that's the whole leveling process. So either you're max level in it or you're not.
Yeah.
Like, it's, again, if they were just like, okay, there's going to be no skill levels, you can get 3 random abilities, or you can pick one that you know you're going to get. It's like, okay, fair enough. You'll have
like, because here's the thing. What are my abilities? Is one of them, like, toast making?
It could be. And so if they said that, if they didn't say that the random abilities would be max level, I'd be like, all right, fine. But no, they said max level, but you have to still practice them. It's like, but bruh, again, the fucking easiness of not fucking up, and somehow people are like, no, man, I gotta go the extra mile to ensure I fuck up somehow. Spin the wheel for random abilities. Oh, you got the legendary ability of shapeshifting. You got the legendary ability of wood style. You got the legendary ability of oh, you're gonna pocket your 3rd random ability? What? Why? Like, I'm just trying to process the logic on this one. You have 3 random abilities. You don't pick a 3rd random ability because you want to save it for the future. But this is the gamer system where it can give you abilities from literally everything. Like, this isn't a scenario where it's like, oh, you have to unlock shit first before you can get it. Dude just got the fucking wood style. Like, if that's not a prestige, I don't know what is. Like, shapeshifting, bruh. Super rare ability, and you now have it. Like, why would you pocket your 3rd ability for later use? If you are going into the DxD world, and you have 3 abilities, why would you not practice in all 3? Why would you be like, no, I'm only going to practice in 2 of them, and I'll get a random 3rd ability in the future that's going to arbitrarily be the exact same as if I had gotten it now, but I'll have less practice in it, because reasons. But of course, the author, in his sheer retardation, finds himself to be actually a genius, because the game rewards him for not rolling his 3rd ability, even though there is absolutely no reason not to. And so, he gets a bonus reward for thinking like a gamer and not using his 3rd ability. And handicapping himself on purpose. That's thinking like a gamer.
I mean, to be fair, there's a certain level of gamerness that involves self-handicap.
Sure, but that comes after you become a pro.
Yes, but my Nuzlocke.
Yeah,
Nuzlocke
but no
rules.
one who, like, the only people that do Nuzlocke runs are people that know how to play Pokemon already. Like, you have to play Pokemon to understand even what a Nuzlocke run even is. Because you wouldn't encounter Nuzlocke shit without even looking up Pokemon. So unless you're a weird person who just looks up Pokemon shit but has never played a Pokemon game, and then just decides, I'm gonna do a Nuzlocke run, you're like an outlier. So you don't count. You get bonus reward. There won't be side effects to using bonus reward. For making a wise decision, you get an extra skill for free.
How the fuck does that work?
How is it a wise decision?
Why is that such a common trope? Like extra wisdom. What the?
Because apparently
characters
gamers
are
need it
actually
more than
idiots
ever.
and they need all the help they can get.
I was gonna
Because
say
authors like to really jack off themselves on how they have like this totally big brain idea of like, oh, but what if my character does this thing in like an absolutely mega brain Chad move, and it's like the mega brain Chad move is not being retarded.
I don't know. Sounds fucking hard for these guys, Sneaky.
It's possible. Will you proceed to opt for your appearance and country? Will you proceed to opt in for your appearance and country?
If I don't do that,
Yeah,
do I not have an...
As opposed to not going to the character creator? Can I just appear in DxD as a formless mass?
Can I just
I am
appear
the
as a
void.
T-posing skeleton?
You have no animations because you never loaded a race model.
You see,
like
you
a
cannot stunlock
floating
me
eyeball
because
in
I
the
have no pain animation!
I can't be staggered! You fool! I have no animations! I will now psychically attack you with this sword floating in front of me!
Wait, if you don't have an attack animation either, could you just like auto-click?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Epic.
it's like Diablo, where the faster you click, the faster you do damage.
Yes.
Just roll your face across the keyboard. You don't have animations, therefore you have no cooldowns.
Just works. Thanks, Todd. Very cool.
Asuga, Totsama.
Ah, God. I will never get over...
I'm sorry, the stupidest fucking thing. The most powerful ability in all of DxD. Animation canceling.
Yeah. If
Fucking
that was
just-
true, fucking fighting
just
game players...
doing all of the fucking like strats everyone does in games, just like seeing people bunny hop and just like animation canceling and trying
Convincing
to
the demons that bunny hopping lets them move faster, so it does.
No, not just bunny hopping. Bunny hopping backwards, because the animation ends faster.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
true.
Sneaky.
Reverse
Obviously, no, Sneaky. You have to bunny hop backwards while side strafing
Of course.
in order to inherit momentum on the next move.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
obviously.
And then you go through a parallel universe.
No, that's only if you backwards long jump into some stairs.
True.
Backwards long jump into the stairs? What?
I will say, I did have a good laugh, because I just recently started playing Morrowind again, and I had amplified my jump height massively, and I made one big jump down a mountain, and I landed in front of this one NPC, and then I just proceeded to slowly sink through and phase out of the ground. I fell into the
That
void.
sounds like Morrowind.
I fell into the void, and I'm kind of just like, what did that NPC think? And someone just lands in front of him and just starts slowly sinking out of existence.
He's probably just thinking, like, man, I gotta get some new skooma, dude. This patch is not good.
He's just like, what the
What
fuck?
the fuck happened to this skooma?
Why is it that GamerFix never have game-breaking glitches, since it's so obvious the mind behind most of gamer powers is lazy as fuck, getting stuck in terrain, NPCs stuck in loops, and trigger events? There is one like that, yeah. Harry Potter the Game Exploited, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I think he also did a Naruto one.
Maybe.
I know they're
think-
both fucking
yeah.
hyper dead, though.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
like 5-6 years old
Yeah.
at least. Like dead.
Local
Oh.
wizard attempts to speedrun entire life's career.
Succeeds.
Harry Potter, how did you know that Voldemort was going here?
I
Well,
did this like 74 times. Do you have an idea how many fucking failure states there are in this
Possibly
fucking game?
one of the funniest things ever is how easy it is to break Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Because,
Sneaky, that's not amazing. Elder Scrolls Oblivion was basically made with, like, duct tape and plywood.
I mean,
Hey,
yes.
you forgot wet spaghetti.
Ah, yes, sorry.
Well,
Thanks,
what
Todd.
I'm talking about is if you rush to the Arcane University, in the foyer of the Arcane University, if you press up against the display case, the Grand Soul Gem that's filled, it's one of the only filled Grand Soul Gems in the game that's actually in the world, and not as loot. It'll pop out of the display case, and you can sneak take it, and then if you use the dupe glitch, you can then get in an invisibility spell and pay for 5 pieces of clothing to be enchanted with Chameleon with the Grand Soul Gem, and then you're just invisible permanently.
Yep.
With 100% Chameleon. And you can do that at level 1. Within, like, the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Of course, what they don't talk about is the fact that the Wizard University is absolutely prepared for that and filled with scrying spells.
Well, I mean, it is a little bit tough because there's usually 4 people in the foyer, and the foyer is, like, the size of a small bathroom. So you have to save scum occasionally to try and figure out what the vision cones on people are. Do you wish to choose your appearance, or will you allow it to be randomly generated for you? I want a random appearance. Choice acknowledged. Will you have random perks, or will you choose your perks? To get a head start with his perks, he's gonna choose his perks and just go with the flow. He slams the random button again. Oh no, he's one of those people. Random.
Oh no, he's retarded.
Random.
Okay, here's the thing. If I was told I had the gamer system, I would never do that. I would literally never leave the character creation system because I would be so terrified of making some hideous mongoloid or a character that I will ultimately end up despising.
Where you think it's totally a cool idea at first, and then you actually, like, get into a couple dozen years of it, and you're like, oh wow. I want to die.
Yeah. And then your gamer system gets rebalanced.
Yeah.
And your fucking strat gets nerfed into the ground.
Thanks, Miyazaki.
Thanks.
Perk received. Lover of Luck. The person who gets this perk is really lucky. 50% increase in luck. Flaw received. Super pervert. You're really fucking perverted. You can remove this flaw at level 25. Or by
What?
not being a pervert for a month.
Impossible challenge.
Just lock yourself in a fucking room for a month.
I think that would probably do more damage to your mental health than being a pervert would.
What?
Just like being isolated for a month.
Oh,
no one says you have to be isolated.
According to this flaw, apparently, according to this flaw, you're the sort of person who would just whip their dick out and start jacking off in public if they saw a hot woman.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, there's also another solution. The lead pill.
Indeed. You received perk intelligent. I'm sure he did. I mean, honestly, if I received a flaw and I saw that there was ways to get rid of the flaw, I would probably just keep rolling until the game stopped me.
Look, it's not a flaw if I just reroll Metagene every 5 seconds.
Well, no, it's not a flaw if I can just power game my way into it not existing anymore.
Yeah,
This
that's
is also
true.
true.
Like, I can just keep rolling for perks, like free perks. I can just keep rolling for more free perks with a chance of receiving a flaw that I can get rid of later? Well, you're gonna have to fucking stop me.
Look, if the game says your legs
Sneaky
are not
ends up
going
as
to be
some
very...
kind of hideously mutated goblinoid.
I mean, to be fair for him, that's not exactly a flaw.
That won't be much of a change.
No, hang on a minute. Right now, you can pass for a human being.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also the chance that, well, I mean, honestly, even if it wasn't similar to his current form, Sneaky just thrives as a goblin. I can 100% see Sneaky just going
You have been
goblin.
reincarnated as a goblin in Goblin Slayer.
Do I have bonuses to explosives? No. Oh, unfortunate. All right,
Well,
genocide
time to
it is.
reroll. Time to reroll.
Request acknowledged. You will become a random character. There is no guarantee whose body you will end up in. So good luck. Do you agree to character random? Random chosen. All the best luck. Literally, dude just fucking slammed the random button multiple times because the author is a talentless hack.
I feel like we've seen one other story where someone just slammed the random button the entire first chapter.
Oh, and got
Like,
constant rewards for it? No, I remember that
yeah, like
one, yeah.
this is starting to sound like suspiciously familiar.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part about that
Max, that's because they're all on the same Discord server.
Yep.
I would say the absolute worst part about this has to be, like Max and I threw random stuff into our story, but we somehow managed to not be as stupid as these people.
Yeah. I think it was an SAO story, was it?
Ours? No.
The one where the dude just slammed the random button.
Oh yeah. That was SAO.
Was that SAO?
Sounds likely, but I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. Also, you might get a perk that prevents the flaw from triggering. Yeah, big true. It's like, oh yeah, you get the flaw, feeble bones or something, but then you also get adamantium skeleton. It's like, pff, fucking pwned, free perk, easy GG. Yeah, true. You'll eventually get enough flaws. You'll eventually get enough perks to counter out any flaws you end up having. Yeah, true, Jen. Like I said,
that's not guaranteed.
Look, all I'm saying is,
and any sensible build would, well, like any sort of person would go towards getting rid of your flaws.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is if you have a game system where the flaws can be gotten rid of by, achieving some sort of, thing, where it's
Sneaky would start off paralyzed if it allowed him to, be the most powerful psychic in existence, or allow him to change out his body parts.
Yes, I would be fucking Mr. X. Yeah, eat shit.
Yeah, I was more talking about. You make it sound like Mr. X is a bad thing. Oh, listen, either you're Mr. X or you're Gideon Ravenor.
Right.
And both of those are good options.
Oh no, I'm fucking paralyzed. Also, eat shit with my brain beam.
Hang on. I'm going to use my magical bolter to end your life.
Yeah, right. So anyway, as I was saying, the thing is though, if you have a system with flaws that can be removed over time by either achieving some sort of endurance level or physical, fitness level or something, like say you get a flaw where you're hyper fat or something, but you get a perk called Adonis body where you're just super hot. Well, that cancels out the hyper fat flaw.
No, Sneaky, it may just combine into you attracting all the fat chasers.
No. Not if you have a system, I would say yes if you had a system where the flaws couldn't be gotten rid of, but if you have a system where the flaws can be gotten rid of by achieving certain points, like by not being a pervert, you lose the flaw super pervert, the perks would cancel out, ultimately. If you just got every single perk and every single flaw, almost all the flaws would be canceled out by any perk you could get.
I guess.
Yeah, like I said, you would have to fucking pull me away by killing me from a fucking flaw perk randomizer. I will slam the shit out of that if you're just gonna give me free perks. As my DM found out when he introduced that system back in 3.5.
The flaw system was never a good system because everyone was going to power game it, and you can't.
I'm a level 5 sorcerer. I have 5 HP. Well, how the fuck? How did you manage? Well, you see, I have a mere 1 constitution. However, I can now meta magic my empowered fireball, haste it to cast in one turn, and triplicate the damage. So it does 300 damage. I can cast this 7 times.
That seems superfluous, honestly. You could probably just do better with more casts, I think.
Yeah, but empowered fireball hits 60 feet radius.
Oh, right, that's a thing in 3.5.
Yeah. So, DM,
I forgot about that.
DM was not happy with me for making that character.
Yeah, I can see
suck.
why.
Yeah.
Sounds like a skill issue.
It was a skill issue for him. Also, apparently, the gamer is racist. Who saw that one coming?
Not I, said Amazon.com.
Kill stray devils, and he just goes out and does that. At level 1, he just goes and kills stray devils, even though stray devils are supposed to be like this major threat. Bruh, did this dude straight up just get Graham and Caliburn? Just... Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Great.
Yeah, sure,
That's
whatever.
the kind of author we're dealing with.
Yeah, that's the kind of author we're dealing with. Also, he just so happened to randomly isekai as the main character. He hit the random button and got the fucking... Of the 7 billion people he could have isekai'd at, he got, the main character.
To be fair, like, it could have specified, like... Did it specify a character?
No. It said you could end up as anyone.
Oh, okay, yeah, so then...
Yeah, so of the 7 billion people you could have ended up as, you just happened to end up as the main character. Okay.
Imagine not min-maxing as a Giga Chad warrior priest.
God, it's cringe. Also, John A. This dude literally put John A in here. Bruh. In the year of our Lord, 2021, this dude is putting John A in. Bro, fucking 2006 Naruto called. They want their fucking exit back. Right, Max?
I don't think they want it.
I mean, they thought it was...
If you could just, like, keep him, actually...
They thought it was cool.
Okay, well, there's lots of people who think lots of things are cool that are not.
The birth of a Lucifer is one of the most influential things in the world. However, it's different for this child. You see, this child is a pureblood that doesn't possess a Longius. Like...
This is unfortunate.
All of them don't. No pureblood devil has a sacred gear. Period. Let alone god-killing gear. No pureblood devil can ever have a sacred gear. Because that's human only.
Yep.
Yeah, if we let the devils have that, we would have a problem, as the gamers say.
This child is different because he doesn't have a sacred gear as a pureblood devil. It's like, this child is different because he breathes air. Okay. All right.
Oh, okay, weird flex, but okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Why didn't he end up in China or India? Yeah. Yeah, true devil will leave his mark on the underworld forever. OC. Yeah. No. No. Dragon God of Destruction. After the tragic death of his parents, Issei Hayudo is taken in by Vados. Who the fuck is Vados? And is trained to be the God of Destruction.
God.
At the ripe age of 7, 10 years later, Issei will face his biggest challenge, going to high school. No, I'm not gonna click on that.
Don't click on that.
And by Allah.
by the power of Christ, please do not click on that.
Here is a list of fan fiction I think people should read if they enjoy DxD. Yes, someone made that a story.
Bruh.
I see no problems. Carry on.
I see many problems. Stop. Cease.
Continue. Let nose writhe and seethe with despair.
I don't understand why people like DxD.
Could be interesting.
There's a thing called fetal alcohol syndrome. Might have something to do with it.
Oh no, North-South Gorham is still alive? And he's still doing COG? Holy shit.
Alright, I feel like
Right,
Sneaky
who
just
is
said
this?
cursed words, but...
I have no idea what the cursed runes mean.
North-South Gorham is a Naruto writer who started doing... he was one of the first people I ever saw back in like 2006 who started the trend of doing these mass crossovers. Where like there's an overarching metaverse effectively to their stories. So it's like if he has 5 stories, all of them are taking place in the same universe, and once the characters get strong enough, they can interact with the other stories. And that's what his COG series is. And the main issue with North-South Gorham is he kept inventing more stories. Like, he originally only had, like, 2 stories that he was updating. And then they got really popular, and so he was like, oh, I have this idea, and I have this idea, and I have this idea, and he kept making more and more COG stories, except one of the main problems with all of his new COG stories was he was writing the characters from his first 2 stories into those stories to try and get people to click on them, but they were like the prequel to Gamer Stories, where they would just like the overpowered completed version of that character. So like he was writing the characters not at their power level that they were currently at in the story. He was writing them at their hypothetical power level as if he had completed their story, and then importing that completed character into the new story, and it was kind of just like really fucking up the ability for the story to even be told. And it really like crashed a lot of his ideas because he had like a bunch of characters from his other stories. Yeah, Proto Shiro, effectively, yeah.
That doesn't sound like anything like a compliment.
Yeah, no, it was bad because like it would be like a normal Naruto story, and then he gets like to the Chunin exam arc, and then Alex Mercer, who fused with Naruto from his previous story, shows up as like a Jonin sensei in the new story, and is like, yo, Naruto, I'm from an alternative universe. Here's a bunch of power-ups. Yeah. It was fucking bad. And then, like, they would, like...
That sounds extremely cringe.
They would, like, troll each other, and so eventually got to the point where a bunch of his stories, their main conflict was characters from his other stories coming in and fucking around. And it was just really fucking cringy. And then I stopped reading and paying attention to any of his stories after that. And this is why I'm shocked that he's still somehow going, like, 8 years later, 9 years later, 10 years later. How fucking old is he? 12 years later. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, all of these are his original characters that will show up in his other COG stories. Yeah, like so all of these COG stories are crossovers with each other. Everything that has the word COG in it is technically in the same quote-unquote universe. And so it's a crossover with all of the COG stories.
course.
Yeah. It's pain. Reincarnated partial self-insert. Read at your own risk. Yatogami Roy thought he was average boy, but he had memories of a past life. When the world of the supernatural opens up to him, who the hell would say no to that? Me.
Plenty of people.
If I was a normal, basic-ass human, like, I didn't even have magic or anything, no special powers or anything, and it's like, oh, it's just the world of the supernatural, I'd be like, can I get my memories deleted?
Can I go
like,
anywhere else?
Yeah, that's one thing. So it's like, I'd rather not.
Yeah, I literally have no method of defending myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Well,
it's
it really
even
just
more...
depends on the ability you have to defend yourself. It's like, do we get magic powers? No, you just have a gun. I have a
So
what?
we
You
also
just have a gun.
We also have the added knowledge of multiple religions and cultures and mythos, like what goes on in the supernatural world sometimes.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't end well for the humans.
No.
Even the ones with magic.
And that's usually
Honestly,
because the author
listen,
wants to go,
if
oh, my
Vampire the
world is different.
Masquerade taught me anything, is that the most dangerous thing to a vampire is a bunch of Germans with AUGs.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what taught you this?
Oh, we have to read
Vampire
this.
the Masquerade.
Huh.
The Germans can go fuck themselves. Please stop shooting me with Augs.
They will not.
A vengeful dragon.
Oh, no.
I don't even work for LaCroix anymore. Leave me alone.
Issei Hudo is killed by fallen angle. When he is dying, Red Dragon save him by turn him into dragon. Now Issei had one goal, kill Renair. Issei Hudo was only 5-year-old when his life changed. Issei was with parents. They heard a knock on the door. Issei mother opened the door to see girl in her teens. Hello, who you? Miki Hudo asked. Confused? Hi, I'm here to tell you something, the girl says with smile on her face. Oh, what that be? Asked Miki, confused? I need you to die, she say with a smile.
Oh yeah, I'll just get right on that.
She then transformed into Fallen Angle. She is black hair girl wearing lingerie and strap-on covering her nipples. She also has shoulder looking at her with fear.
I beg your pardon.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Well, hold on a second. What the fuck was that last one?
She summons a light spear and thrusts it in her gut. Wait, the Fallen Angle thrusts the light spear into her own gut?
Yeah, thanks to English language, yes, that is exactly what just occurred.
Also, I like the previous sentence. She also has a shoulder looks at her with fear.
Her shoulder has eyes?
Yeah, apparently. Apparently she's
and
also...
No, not just does it have eyes, it's leering.
Apparently we have Resident Evil 2 levels now, homies. We got Resident Evil 2 Fallen Angles.
Yep.
How terrifying.
Homework to be like that.
She summoned a light spear and thrust it into her gut. I guess she's doing a blood art.
Suppose it's possible.
She's an actual biblical angle. Yeah, true.
Oh god. 360 degrees.
Lady Maria, please fuck off. I don't want to fight you again.
She then turns it and thrusts the spear out of her gut. Miki falls on the ground dead.
Voodoo.
Wait, what?
Voodoo the voodoo.
She turns it and then thrusts it out?
Oh.
Did she do a 360 and walk away as well?
Yeah. 360 stab scope. Let's go.
Miki Goru screams. Wait, I thought she died.
No,
No, she just got stabbed.
No.
The fallen angle stabbed itself.
He isn't using quotation marks for
wait,
dialogue.
wait. If a fallen angle stabs itself, does that make it an equilateral triangle?
Yes.
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 A blade is a straight edge, so...
Yeah, that's supposed to be dialogue, by the way.
Oh, it's... Okay.
And yes, I am proud of myself for that dumb joke.
The girl throws the spear at
I'm
Goru,
sure
who
that
fall
you are.
dead. Mom, Dad, Ise whimpers. Don't you worry, I will join them, the girl says. The girl pick Ise up and thrusts it in Ise gut. What is she thrusting?
The strap on her nipples.
I guess. And drops him. If you want to blame anyone, blame God. He only one who gave you sacred gear. Oh, my name is Rainieri, by the way. See you later.
Hang on a minute. You've murdered his entire family. Why would you name drop yourself?
Yeah, why would you ever... Is it also
Well, I mean,
raining
that's just
out?
common courtesy after,
Is it also
taking someone out
raining
and
out?
stabbing them in
Is
the
there a
gut.
piano going in the background?
But Rainieri is not stupid.
Yes, she is.
She's in the DxD
Not
verse.
that stupid.
Yes, she is.
She's in the DxD verse. Everyone's IQ is literally below 10.
Like,
Bro.
she kind of is, because she failed to confirm the kill.
Well, not only that, she either A, knew what Kokobila was trying to do and went along with a extinction war, or B, didn't realize Kokobila was using her and thought by murdering someone that Azazel wants to study, she would get laid by Azazel.
Yeah, not entirely sure how that works.
So there is literally no direction in which you can explain any of her actions that does not make her look like a below room temperature IQ individual.
True.
Also, apparently, Renary in this universe wears strap-ons on her nipples. So
Honestly,
I
that
don't
just
know what's
seems like that'd be
happening.
incredibly painful. Like,
You would think so, but maybe she's into that.
I
It
mean,
probably is.
look, judging by her outfit, yeah, I think she's into that.
Mom, Dad, why did they have to die? I don't want to die. If anyone is listening to me right now, I'd be really appreciative of you, like, resurrecting me and letting me go on a revenge spree against Renere.
anyone,
That's all
any
the time.
takers?
And then he
Crying
hears, well,
orphan
I'm not
here.
a god, but I can help you. Who's Ise asks? My name is the Druidrigi. I am Red Diggin Emperor. You kill Fallen Angle? Drake said. A Fallen Angle? Issei said, shocked. Boy, you will die soon. I can help. I turn body into dragon. You will no longer human, but you will live. Tell me, do you want this? Drake asked. Yes, please help me, Issei responded. Okay, I will turn you body into dragon. This won't be painless, but you will live, Drake said seriously. I don't care, just help me, Issei said, starting to lose his voice. Fine, I will start helping you now, Drake said. Drake turned his body into he gets up few hours later. Issei gets up, mutters. Rainieri, I kill you, Issei says with no emotion. Prologue done.
And show be done.
Yes.
Thank God.
Boy, that... It's painful.
I am John Freeman. I kill the demons.
I really hate that every
Fucking-
time I looked at the screen while you were reading this story, I just noticed a massive lack of actual dialogue.
Yeah, he doesn't use quotation marks.
Does
Which
he
is
use any
honestly-
commas? Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's a lot
there
of
are
commas.
commas.
Yes.
Yep, there they are.
Just not in the right places. Always.
There. That's a perfect review.
Oh, wait. Issei's supposed to be 5 years old at the start of this story?
Yeah, but don't worry.
Yeah.
He works out, so he has the body of a 10-year-old.
Don't you start that shit.
Not
He didn't
again.
start it.
Not again.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
That doesn't mean you need to throw more gasoline on it.
But that's
So
fucking
how
fun,
do you
though.
guys feel about this review? I think I nailed everything about this. I really encapsulated how I felt about this story with this review.
We leave reviews and the story are bad. And then we in the
Hate
post.
you
But only if you say
so much.
hey yo. Hey,
This
How
is.
dare you?
I can't even.
Oh.
True.
I hate that you made sure to post it before we could actually like read it.
Of course. What else would I do?
You're just like, all right, so they can't stop me.
Nobody can stop me now. I'm a genius.
Oh no!
Oh no, I'm a genius.
No, it's I'm a genius. Oh no.
I'm a genius. Banned. Oh no.
I mean, sometimes in Dota it is in fact, oh no, I'm a genius.
Well, that's
True,
mostly
but
because the
none of
enemy
us-
team's retarded.
True, but only true fans will go, I'm a genius. Oh no.
Yes, but you see, for me specifically, my death phrase is, don't worry, I'm a professional.
Honestly, not that much different.
If you ever hear Sneaky yelling Blaze of Glory, you need to vacate the immediate vicinity.
Blaze of Glory, what? Everything is now fire. Good days. Alright, anyone. It's Friday. Have a good weekend. Be back here on Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because there's always more, and it always gets worse.